Thank you for joining us. And we start with this developing story. In a show of unity, Chinese President Xi Jinping and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have met in Beijing as Moscow's deteriorating relations with the West take center stage ahead of the official opening of the Winter Olympics in the Chinese capital. During his visit on Friday, Putin hailed his country's close bond with Russia or with China at a time of growing tensions with the West over Ukraine and other issues. And to talk more about this, I'm joined live via Skype from Indonesia by Lokman Karadagh, PhD researcher at International Islamic University of Malaysia. Well, in the beginning, thank you so much, Lokman, for joining us. And what is your reading for this Xi-Putin meeting amid growing tensions between the East and the West?
Thank you for having me. The international politics goes through the very significant period of the history now. As we know, the two important leaders are meeting in Beijing, President Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. This is very important because in a time Russia has a crisis with Ukraine and deployed 100,000 troops along the border of Ukraine. At the same time, China today has a crisis and daily growing friction with the United States in the East China, South China Sea, and the Taiwan. Today, the leader, after the meeting is over, both leaders will go to beyond the door, back to the curtain, and they will discuss for deepening this strategic comprehensive strategic partnership of these two countries, Russia and China. Now, the NATO and the United States not invited, and many countries, the Western countries, not invited to the Beijing. This is very important for the international politics of the both sides of the Eurasia and the Asia. China, in one hand, rising in Asia as a rising power, and in the other side, Russia under the Vladimir Putin leveraged this power and tried to get benefit from the rising of China.
Lokman, this might leading us to our next and final question. Lokman, are we likely to see a united Chinese-Russian pole as Russia is under threat of sanctions if ever it invades Ukraine?
There is many strategic aspects of this debate. In academia or in international politics, there is a different opinion about this sanction and probably what happened if Russia deployed invaded to the Ukraine. But when we look at China also has a huge investment in Ukraine. During the crisis, also China's investment in Ukraine will be damaged. Therefore, both countries, despite this, have the strategic partnership and the great alliance opposite to the NATO. Again, both countries has their own interest. When we come to the South China Sea or the Indo-Pacific region, Russia also selling the S-400 and other military equipments to the China's number one rival in Asia, to India. And at the same time, still, there is no clear indication if Russia invade to the Ukraine, China will stand up or not.
Thank you so much, Lokman. We might leave it there.